So the Act Man has fallen down the path that most legacy YouTubers have fallen to, of being out of touch with their audience. And you may remember all the way back in September, this tweet is probably the only subject matter that people are still talking about when it comes to Starfield. So we did a quick little EFAP. Well, not really quick. It's about an hour long. We didn't mean for it to be an hour long. But we broke down his fake apology towards as all the way back to September. They've kind of had a back and forth between him and his viewers and us, the fellowship. So here's a nice EFAP, a breakdown of what we think of his fake apology. Really, the last 2 minutes, really, he throws everything out the window. The last minute of his 10-minute apology video, he tells you how he really feels. It's interesting. So anyway, I'm here with Static 2020 and Alec Baldwin's Finger as we break down our thoughts on the video, and more coverage soon to come. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks. By the way, at the end of the video, Actman says that he's going to do an interview with the Quartering on his Friday show. He did not do that show. He was supposed to come later. Jeremy said that he would come later, but he ended up not going. So we'll see if he actually does the interview next week, or if he's just going to try to sweep this under the bus. But just quick disclaimer before the video. Hope you enjoy.
This is how it's going, you know, kind of clowning on me a little bit, and I'm like, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when
I've got the
Starfield Discourse is going down, so I've only learned of this company's existence in the last week or so. By the way, it turns out Starfield has no connection with Sweet Baby Inc. as far as we know. My offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind and wants to talk with me, public or private. So here's what Az says. We had an opportunity to speak. I lost interest when you were talking out of both sides of your mouth. One side saying you wanted to talk and we were trying to arrange a time. The other side making more videos shitting on me for views as you were just another content engagement farmer. You showed me who you were, someone not worth the time of day. Okay. This kind of upsets me because content engagement farmer. Meanwhile, yesterday you made a 13-minute video based off of 2 tweets I made.
That is totally fucking different.
Yeah.
So when he says engagement farmer, he means starting drama with other people, not just doing your own. Like, Az minds is his own fucking business. Like, the thing that everyone's getting mad at, like, oh well, I don't like that Heels versus Babyface guy because he's too bombastic and loud, and it's like, well, don't watch his streams. He didn't fucking make you watch that. He was just streaming to his audience. See, you can't be a fan of Angry Joe and have a problem with Az ranting, because we love nerd rage. That's why we watch these people. It's entertaining. So he's in his own fucking channel entertaining his audience. That is very different from you engaging with him to get more Twitter clout. That's the fucking difference.
But the biggest difference is when they were having these conversations, however many months ago, through a third party. It was told that Eggman was going to be dropping another video about Az when they were in the middle of these conversations, shitting on Az. This is according to Az on the BBC yesterday. And so he was still making movies while trying to be cordial, still making videos while trying to be cordial, and it's like, who are you? And so to Az, that came off as like, this is he's just about the YouTube thing, and hitting the algo and whatnot. Whereas what as ended that, and so that's why you now get him making videos in response to how Az was proven right, and Actman, who he isn't even probably going to go into it, or if he is, he's going to cover his ass. How he's just now barely noticing ESG. So he's either full of shit, or he has no idea what's going on and should maybe plug in before he continues making his content.
He's jaded, okay? Because he's an OG. He's been making videos for a while. And then the internet, right?
So is Az.
Not as long as Actman. Actman's been doing it a lot longer. For sure. And it's different when you have, because he's not very cultural, like political or anything. He just makes videos, right? So when he sees his audience, because he doesn't care if it's right or left, because he's never, both right and left watch Actman because he just makes good videos, right? So he doesn't pay attention to that stuff. He just sees his audience making fun of Az, and he jumps in on it. But because politics is so pop culture, these people don't realize how politics works. They'll just side with their left audience, not actually realizing what they stand for. So he was just trying to dunk on a guy that he thought everyone on the internet didn't like, was making fun of. It's like if we saw an Ethan Ralph video. Ethan Ralph, piece of shit. We don't really fucking watch Ethan Ralph, but he actually is a piece of shit, so it's fine to just dunk on him. He's unaware of who he is and what the situation is. He just wanted to dunk on a guy because he saw it on Twitter, and then it backfired because he doesn't realize what's actually going on, like you've mentioned.
And to this day, I still encounter people on Twitter that say that Az went into that epic rant over the pronouns at the beginning of the game, which is not true.
That's not true.
It was him 7 hours through.
Yep, 7 hours
yeah,
through.
They don't know.
No, dude. Yeah. It was like 12 hours through, man.
Something like that. I don't even remember, but I remember it was like his third stream of him going like pretty long each day.
Because I really wanted to buy Starfield, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to watch Az play it.
That's exactly what I was doing too.
Yeah. And that's why I don't like when people have, because they'll say like Az is supporting them by buying the game, and it's just like, but he's convinced so many people not to get it. Like, it's a net positive. But
I know.
He was hours in the game, and he was just like, I hate this. I'm bored. I hate this. And then, boom, like the one scene where like the girl who's not fucking special, but you have to pretend that she's fucking special because she's a clone, because she's actually a guy. You're like, okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Like this, like that moment was a jab. It wasn't a hook. It was him getting beat up the whole game, and it was a quick little soft jab to be like, all right, that's it. Lost.
And he's right. The game was boring. And
boring!
Fucking try to find a white person in the game.
You fucking can't, except the British girl.
The ugly British girl. Yeah.
Vexphere said, I'm glad I have Game Pass just to try Starfield for free, and that's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
I tried it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I put like, I don't know, 70 hours into it. Because I've never really played a Bethesda game before. I'm like, all right, what's the deal with these?
That makes me so sad that this was people's first Bethesda game.
That game was so boring.
Oh, such a shame.
And you know what? It was woke as fuck. You don't even have to count the pronouns. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were all like, it's not woke at all. That's because they didn't play the side missions.
Yep.
You got to play the side missions to find this shit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I didn't even do that. I was just like, I'm not going to spend much time on this. I'm just going to do that. Well, the side stuff bored me way too quickly.
So that was what other people told me is, just go play the main story. The main story is so much better. And like the way I was playing it is I was playing it oldest mission first, right? Like oldest quest first.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, you know, I'm trying to experience this whole freaking thing.
So it's not an RPG because like if your game is only good when it's scripted, it's not an RPG. But anyway, let's continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's farming? You say I'm content and engagement farming, but I made one video on the topic.
Turn my stomach.
Yeah, you want to stop or?
No, let's keep going. I'm not sick yet.
Not yet. Not until Static throws up.
Which you are not the sole focus of it, and I didn't use your face or name in the title or thumbnail. Not much of a farm, is it? So look, man, you got your reasons for not wanting to talk to me after all this. I understand. What I don't get is why you're continuing to fan the flames and farm me for content if that's what you're calling me out for doing. I'm posting this video to Twitter, man. I'm going to make all of $3 if I'm lucky. I don't have plans to make...
People called out your hypocrisy.
He was replying to his reply.
Yes. People called out your hypocrisy, and he's saying that's Az's fault, apparently. That's what happened there. Continue or any other thoughts?
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Make a video on Sweet Baby Inc. or you. So if that's what we're going to do, I'm at least going to share the DMs between me and the third party, which show I continuously reached out with good intentions. We could have talked on a live stream on your channel. I think a lot of people would have tuned into that, probably would have gotten a lot of views, donations, and ad revenue, and we could have squashed the beef in front of everyone. And it's funny because something similar is happening right now with me and another creator, Tommy C, someone who's arguably criticized me harder than anybody else. If you remember back when my channel got demonetized, he and I had some beef. It was pretty bad. So if me and Tommy can hop on a live stream and hash this shit out, then you and I could have too. Again, for more context, this Starfield hot takes video was posted on September 13th. Now, Az had posted other videos about Starfield discourse. We were both at the center of that. So yeah, of course, we're going to make content. We're YouTubers. That's what we do.
Oh, it's what you do. It's not clout chasing. Huh. You're just making content. Are you sure you're not clout chasing by making videos on your YouTube channel? Dear God.
I like how he brings up the example of that other YouTuber that with like less than 50,000.
The way I don't even know who that is. How much did he have? He only had like 50,000.
No issues with him criticizing me in this video. I might disagree with the things that he said, but the fact that he made this video at all, I have no problems with. So this video was posted.
You totally just said you did though. But moving on.
September 4th.
But, yeah. So I didn't watch this.
Oh no, I
didn't watch this as video. I'm guessing this is where he's actually addressing what happened.
No, what he's saying is his big point was as it's not a big deal. It's only like in the beginning of the game.
I'm talking about I didn't see this as video.
Yeah, no, the as video. That's where he talks about.
Oh, okay.
He's like, that thing that's not very important is actually very important. And that's all people can talk about is my rant, not Starfield, over something that's not important. Like that was kind of like his like main theme. That was the whole video. Like if it's not important, then why is it more important than talking about the actual game? That's all it was. But yeah, dude, you legit harassed him. You called him a fucking gorilla. And you expect him to be cordial to you?
You said somebody shoot this man before he hurt someone.
Shoot him! You think he has... Why would he feel obligated to be cordial or even talk to you? You talked mad shit about him. Why should he feel like he's on good grounds with you to DM you or talk to you?
Not only that, but I mean, he basically sent all of his fans over to attack Az, because I was in the replies just fucking shooting back at him, and there was a bajillion of them.
Oh, I missed that. What were they saying in the live streams?
Oh, they no, just in general.
Oh, in general, nice. Gosh, we got Ackman and EVS trolls in the chats now.
Oh yeah,
nice. All right, let's continue.
Great. So all the DMs I'm going to show you are between me and Mauler. I don't want nobody giving Mauler shit for this. He did his best to try and mediate a conversation. He was in an awkward position. Nobody give Mauler shit, okay? So here are the DMs with Mauler. I say some people in my Twitch chat were telling me I should ask you to set up a discussion with Az.
This is very interesting. Huh. Wait, I didn't see much promotional stuff. I'm just not in the mood for it. Okay, whatever.
And have you be a moderator. What you think about that? September 6th. Just pay attention to the dates and times. Mahler says, I'm super unfamiliar with the game. I don't think Az is going to be interested. He's just carrying on doing his thing. Not much of a fan of any of the viral posts about him, being that there's so much missing context about his views on the whole thing. Great. Let's talk, and you can provide that context to me directly. Was there something specific you wanted to talk to him about? Well, I think it'd be good for us to talk about it. Could do well for our channels and bridge a gap, so to speak. You make your videos.
Hold on.
I make my video.
Hold on. Pause this. Okay, so it wouldn't have been hard to get the context without having to actually have this conversation.
I know. Like, just pull up his streams of him building up to that situation. I think they still believe what I was just talking about, that he freaked out over the pronouns at the beginning of the game.
Pay attention to what's actually going on. He just lives in his little bubble. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised. These people live in such a small bubble, and it's because they don't have their lives are whatever. Like they just do whatever. They're not actually as involved in the community and stuff, right? They just make videos is how I see these people. I don't see them as involved in the community on anything.
Yeah, I think you're right.
and so they don't pay attention to what's actually happening. He probably had no idea that he probably shared 25 to 50% of his subs with ads.
Yes, exactly. Fuck, that's the same shit that Quartering would always say to Rich from Review Tech. He's like, hey, like,
Yeah.
I legit am refraining from even saying anything negative about you because we share half an audience. I can't fucking afford to say something bad about you even though I don't like you because we share an audience.
I don't like that though.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
He's
You
very
don't like? Oh, you don't like that Jeremy won't talk shit because he shares half an audience with Review Tech.
Yeah.
I
think you should speak your mind.
That's totally fine.
I could see that point. I also
But what if it's just this guy's a piece of shit? I hate him. Like, how much do you really gain
I'm
from
not
saying
one.
that?
Yeah, I'm not one into a lot of the drama.
That's a good point.
I'm not one for a lot of the drama.
Because he does call him out when he says things that are like relevant to a topic. But to just say like,
Right.
wow, this dude went into a mall and said that Jeremy's a cunt. Fuck this guy. What's he gonna gain from doing that? But I do agree, like, in a bottle, yeah, you should always express yourself. Don't be afraid to, but for the most part,
Yeah.
it's like, well, what am I to gain and lose? Like, am I really going to gain anything from losing half an audience with you?
No, I totally get it. It's just I don't like it. That's all.
No, that's fine.
I'm not saying that anyone should change or anything about it. It's just
So straight up, if Hambly would have said something about Review Tech, and I wouldn't have given two shits about Review Tech, but if it ended up being like a giant circle jerk, I would have quit watching the Quartering much earlier.
Yes. It would turn into drama that no one wants.
I would have been like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking care. Like, and you know what? That happened with EVS and Ripa and all this shit from
Yep. You
like
lose.
I've lost interest on all of it. Like I don't care about the Ripaverse anymore.
There's a good percentage where you lose both. You'll gain one, you'll lose the opposers, and then there are a lot of people in the middle that are this is not what I'm looking for. This is not what I subscribe to.
well, I guess I mean, okay, I don't want to totally derail it to the Ripa to EVS thing, but I still like Ripaverse, and I didn't really see the bad stuff that Ripa did or said.
Well, there was so he's wise. He has wisened up over the last 2-3 months, where he's realized, and he even made a video about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, where he finally understands that monetizing your haters in the creative space as opposed to the political space might not be something you actually want to do. Because he was trying to monetize the haters in the comic book space, and it's like, no, this doesn't work. This looks petty as fuck. Like that. I was complete, and like I came to. I'm one of the people that came to Ripa from a political aspect.
Same.
And I got into Ripaverse because he got me excited about how he talked about comics, right? And him talking about being at the ground floor and like his experience of being able to do that, and then now him doing his own. I'm like, this could be neat. But then like with EVS and everything, like I'm done with EVS. I love Cyberfrog, but I've got this poster on my back wall, but like I don't want to be seen as some sort of like EVS supporter now.
Exactly.
Like I just like fucking Cyberfrog, right? Like
my experience was different because I called him out on Twitter and he directly replied to me. And then I reminded him that I was waiting for his things that I ordered from him, and then all of a sudden he started kissing my ass. Yeah, because I got in late and I ordered the Give Me Everything package.
Gosh. Yeah.
Which means he's not going to send it to me until he finishes the newest books. So I called him out and he was like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm going to send it out as soon as possible. And then he started talking about offering people refunds, so I got a fucking refund. I've never gotten anything other than the Trump cover of Cyberfrog.
Yeah,
wild.
So the only reason I even have Cyberfrog is because of Ripa. Straight up.
You mean
Yep. I know exactly what I just said. The only reason I have Cyberfrog is because of Ripa.
They used to be in the same circle, so you basically would pick each other's stuff up.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't shouting each other out, you still heard about them. That's basically what happened to me because EVS was on Tim Pool, and so was Ripa. So they're kind of the same circles.
Mm-hmm. I think
the only reason I have the Godlike comics is because of Ripa. Mm-hmm. The only reason I've got Renee's comics, the only reason I've got all these other people's comics is because of Ripa.
Same. I got a bunch of Renee's comics too.
She still owes me a book.
Which one?
I ordered the catch up with Fiendish 2, and they only shipped Fiendish 2, and I didn't get the first one.
Oh dang! And did you let them know, or they just haven't sent it yet?
I have messaged her many times through Indiegogo and Gmail. She got back to me once after 3 or 4 months, and she's like, "Yeah, let me get the Indiegogo number." And so I sent that to her, and haven't heard a single fucking thing.
Fuck,
that sucks.
You have to super chat a show or something.
But so the whole point of this tangent was because of drama, right? We got there through the court. We got there through the quartering and review tech and EVS and RIPA is because that's recent things more pertinent to the circles we all hang out in. I think a lot of people just completely get turned off and you lose everyone.
So there is some truth in all publicity is good publicity, but when the product is your reputation, it's diminished in the long term when you get into these kind of dramas. So it's not worth it because you lose a percentage of your audience, the neutral and the opposing. We all good to go?
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'm just trying to exit out of Helldiver so I don't got that in the background playing.
Yeah. I did too.
It is kind of loud.
And okay, I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Ready, ABF.
Go.
Then we could come together, talk about it on your channel, my channel, and have an interesting conversation. We make content. Hopefully squash the beef, shake hands, move on, everyone's happy. You could pose the idea to him and see what he says. You know me decently well. I'm not the type of person to hold grudges or hate someone just because I disagree with them. I'm sure we wouldn't just talk about the game, but the concepts of woke culture and media too. I wouldn't necessarily want to treat it as a debate. So at this point in time, I don't want the conversation between me and Az to be treated as like, okay, I'm right, you're wrong, let's fucking go. I think there's too much bad blood at this point. He doesn't believe you made those tweets in the interest of understanding the situation.
I completely agree with that. The idea of just having a conversation. That's why people liked watching Mercada, because he didn't have a debate. He wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah. But that goes back to you calling him a fucking gorilla. You never actually, you can't expect, oh, hey, let's have a conversation, and then be offended when he's like, no, thanks, you slandered me, I'll make my videos, leave me alone.
Was it Ackman that started the gorilla shit?
Yeah.
He literally, that was his tweet. That was, because, look, that's what I'll defend. I'll be like, hey, some of his viewers are making fun of this guy who had an angry rant. I'm going to make fun of him for some clicks. Nothing wrong with that. But you step in some shit when you don't know what you're talking about. And then,
I think it's so funny whenever someone puts up a meme or whatever about Az being a gorilla, and he just replies with based AF.
He loves
based AF.
I'm the silverback. He loves it. It's so good. Yep. What's going on there?
But rather for engagement. He's not interested, and I don't think he will be convinced otherwise. He felt very supportive of you and a lot of what you had to go through, like the demonetization. So obviously this has created a very sour impression. Understandable. Then let's talk in private, just the three of us. Private conversation, not about content. Let's just try to understand each other. I made those tweets because I didn't understand what he was saying. And because it's the internet. We're public figures. You goof and gaff on me, I do the same. He doesn't strike me as a shy man. What could be the harm in a private conversation? I very much appreciate that he was supportive of my situation back then. I will always have a certain level of respect for people that did. Tell him that's why I'm reaching.
I mean, he is more tongue-in-cheek and more articulate with his jokes than you were. It's hard, hey, fuck this guy, he's crazy. How am I supposed to be like, oh, this guy's just joking, maybe I'll have a conversation with him?
Yeah, it's completely full of shit.
Yeah. He's just kind of he's trying to play it straight. And I was wondering, and I'm just like, dude, stop with. I wonder why he was even doing the tweeting stuff, like the hey, like DM me, bro. I feel like you would have just made a video. I don't know, but he's playing it. He thinks he's way more innocent than he actually is. He's fucking shocked that this dude doesn't want to fucking. Oh my god! I just realized people can see my mouse.
You love his jawline is what I'm gathering.
Right?
Look at this chin. Actually, you know, I was.
It's a very weak chin.
Okay.
Look at this chin, bro. Look at this weak chin, Gabe. There you go.
Reaching out. This is still true. I still have a certain amount of respect for Az for having my back in my darkest time. It might create more drama to tag Az in a public tweet, and I have no other way to contact him, so I'd like to settle this bad blood if possible. I understand if it puts you in an awkward middleman situation. I've spoken with Az, and he said he is happy to have a private chat with us. The idea of no audience and just us to figure out the miscommunications, differences in a call will hopefully have some good outcomes. Only he's gotten a fever, and I think has the flu right now, so might need like a week before setting this up. Do you want to let me know what kind of availability you have? Sounds good. Let him know that.
What was this? That sounds familiar.
That was the middle of September.
Damn. Oh, that far back?
This timestamp right there, even. Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I remember when Az got sick.
I was going to say, like, that was a long time ago. I don't remember him getting sick again. Wow.
He was still kind of streaming through it on some of those days. He was, like, sweating and shit, right?
Wasn't he playing The Witchers?
Yeah, he was
I think
gross.
so.
That was great. That was a great stream.
That I do have a video about Starfield hot takes going up. It's a bit late for me to unpull the trigger, and it is mostly for content purposes. As he made a couple videos on this subject, I hope he understands. There are more important things than our squabble disagreement on this subject. He stuck up for me in my darkest hour, so I want to make sure he knows he has an ally should his channel ever face any unfair demonetization of videos, or God forbid his channel.
Why isn't that like something you tweet out? Thinking for a lot of people in the Geeks and Gamers, the 199, and the Fellowship really having your back. And because we're right-leaning, you don't give a fuck.
Anytime anyone's freedom of speech is imposed, the people that are in these circles on the internet go to bat for whoever that is with the fullest passion of everything, because the people we hang out with understand the importance of free speech.
They are never thanked for by the left for that shit. Never.
No.
It's a matter of principle.
Exactly. I take it for fucking granted. You've never fucking thanked him or anybody for that shit. So now, because you're caught, and now because you stepped in some dog shit because you didn't realize what ESG is, now you have to go back and play it straight when you never fucking cared in the first place. You only need us now, like you needed us then. But now you have to fucking beg for it. It's different now. Moving on, or any thoughts?
So this is what I'm curious. Well, I'm pretty sure whatever Mahler has to follow up after this is going to be next to nothing. But this is what Az was talking about on the BBC yesterday. Saying that, the video's already out, or the video's about to go out, and he's like, it's a bit too late for me to unpull the trigger. And it's like, no, you obviously have the video sitting there. You could not release it.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if you want to do this in good faith.
Making fun of people. Well, that video is like a crossroads with your audience. Like, do you lean towards like defending pronouns? Do you lean towards making fun of pronouns? Or do you not do the video at all? Like it's not like
that's exactly where he failed. Is he didn't ask himself, okay, why pronouns? Because when you look at it the way that he was, it's a little silly, right? If you look at it from just the perspective of just pronouns, as his rant looks a bit ridiculous, right? No, but If you don't know the context, and if you don't know what's been going on,
I would still defend him. But you're right; he would look 10 times more silly than he did out of context.
And I'm saying if you don't know the context around the conversation of pronouns in general, not necessarily the context of as, but the context of pronouns in general.
Yeah, dude, I had coworkers that actually asked me about this, like in their 40s, like contractor electricians, journeymans. They're like, did you see that big bald dude yelling about Starfield? I'm like, what? How the hell did you see that? And then I literally told them the context. And they were like, oh, yeah, well, Starfield looks boring anyway.
Yeah, and that's really what the game came down to. It was boring.
Yeah.
And I guess, to me, that sounds like a pretty par for the course Bethesda thing.
What?
Yeah.
Because one of the other things that everyone was saying is wait for the mods.
No.
Yep.
No,
they were.
Well, I'm not gonna let you say Bethesda games are boring, dick. That is not a Bethesda game at all. Bethesda games
it turns it into the pinnacle of gaming when there are those mods, though.
But but you still enjoy the game, and then y'all get bored of it, and it's done. And then the resurgence comes back. Like 2 years after it's released, people are suddenly playing Oblivion again, right? Skyrim, everyone played it. Everyone was done with it. 2-3 years later, all of a sudden, everybody comes back because there's a bunch of mods. Like, that's what it is. But Bethesda games actually gave you freedom. There were actual factions to actually do shit in. You were allowed to be evil.
They're big. They're huge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, Static is right, though. Like, the game was just boring to the point where the modders actually said they don't want to mod for it because it's too boring.
There's nothing to do.
We wouldn't even have this conversation right now if the game was good and it had the woke shit in it.
Yep.
Make your game good enough to where we don't care about the woke shit.
I mean, I argue Cyberpunk is not what it was advertised to be, and I have no faith in CDPR moving forward.
God damn it!
What?
That one fucking gets me every time.
I feel you.
I love The Witcher 3 so much,
I know.
and I was like, CD Projekt Red, maybe they can be the gaming company that we all want.
No, the best you can hope for is find out where the original developers went, because they're not running things anymore.
Exactly.
And then buy the things that they make outside of that AAA studio that was corrupted.
Well, the first test of that is that game called Lucas, where the writer of BioShock. Do you know what I'm talking about? What's it called?
But
Lucas, or it's this weird little shooter game that everyone was kind of making fun of for looking weird. And I'm like, no, this is the dude that made BioShock. Like, I'm playing this game. Like, give it a try. This is the BioShock dude. This is like the ultimate test of, can we follow these guys and see if they can recreate the magic, or is it just gone? I forgot what the name of the game is. Do you know what I'm talking about, Static? It's called Lucas or something.
I don't know.
I'll have to find it later. But yeah, I won't let you say that's all Bethesda games. That's the only thing I had a problem with. But yeah, how dare you, bro? Anyway, point is, that was the point of Az's video. That the only thing about Starfield is my rant, because no one actually likes the game. That was like the whole point. Any other thoughts?
No.
Okay, let's go.
Gets terminated. That's what I was going to say. So at this point, you might be asking the question, well, if you were trying to mend the bridge, why did you post the video? There's a few reasons. Number one, this Twitter exchange took place over a week, and I had no indication until I finished the video that Az was down to talk to me. This is pretty bad timing. I just spent 30, 35, 40 hours on a video. What am I going to do? Just scrap it? Reason I posted it, I didn't think it would hurt his feelings, honestly. In fact, I made a concentrated effort to make the video not just about him. I included a bunch of different Starfield hot takes. He seemed like the type of guy who could take criticism, roll with the punches, and laugh at himself a bit. I respected that. I'll be available until the 16th. I'll be leaving to go visit someone. As he made a couple videos on the subject, I hope he understands. We're content creators. We make videos.
So he said that he seemed like someone who can roll with the punches, right?
Yeah, so that means he knew he was throwing punches.
Well, but he's not wrong. Look at Az on FNT.
Yeah.
He rolls with the punches. What's the difference, though?
Um,
I have a feeling Az is very, very private. And Ackman, you're not his friend.
Yes, exactly.
And so he jokes around like that with his friends, not with anybody.
And now, that's very true.
Well,
and
go for it.
Well, so like no one's at fault at that point, in my opinion, because he doesn't know Az doesn't know him. That's why Az responded the way he did, right?
Yeah.
And so him being confused by that is somewhat valid, because what you see on FNT, and you know, it's like that weird, what do they call that like parasocial thing, even the, you know,
oh yeah,
like you think you know someone because of what you see them doing on YouTube or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really fault that idea.
Well, it's hard because his comments is what fueled people, I think, to continue to dunk on him. And it wasn't to make fun of him. Like, honestly, there's nothing wrong with making fun of someone for a characteristic. Like, everyone, like, calling him fat or something like that. Like, if you're making fun of someone to just be funny, to be entertaining is fine. But you are directly involved in, like, cultural politics, right? Where you keep downplaying this ESG communist shit that they keep putting in games, and you keep doubting it, right? So like so many people made videos like dunking on Az for the pronouns because of Actman. You know what I mean? And it continued that narrative. Like, people are triggered at pronouns. People are triggered at pronouns. That's what they took from it. It wasn't making fun of an angry, bald British man being an angry, bald British man. They were like, whoa, bro, you get this mad over pronouns? Whoa. And it created that whole narrative. You weren't making fun of him for content. You were siding with the mob.
It's true. I even have a person in my gaming Discord who's, you know, probably the most lefty person there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying the exact same thing as all these other people, that it was all because of pronouns.
Yep.
And now that this stuff is kind of flipped around, he's been extremely quiet.
Yes. And now it's the same thing. He has to beg for the help this time, because like you said, out of principle, we will always defend free speech out of principle, and they are fucking thankless for it. Now he has to beg for the help and look like the good guy. That's what he's trying to do. But yeah, can you see my screen or no?
Yeah, I know the game you're talking about.
This game.
Yeah.
This is the one where the BioShock creator is making, and people were kind of like, this looks like a ripoff of BioShock, or this looks like weird, and I'm just like, this is what we want though. All right, we want the people that made our classics to keep making good games. And I think more things need to be air quote ripped off. Like I'm tired of, like, Indiana Jones is a ripoff of like old comics and stuff like that. Like Star Wars is a ripoff of Dune. I'm tired of people crying plagiarism for things. Just make new IPs that are inspired by things we like.
Try and write a song right now that no one else has ever written.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be like, oh, that sounds like this. Oh, that sounds like this. Oh, that sounds like this. It's like, well, how experimental do you want me to be to the point where it's not even like a pop song that, like,
right, to the point where it's just so completely dissident that you don't even know, that it doesn't sound like music anymore. And that's a thing.
Yep.
That's a fucking thing.
Oh,
and I hate
know.
those people.
It's terrible. Bro, I went to a concert once, and the Taking Back Sunday guy was there. I was like, oh, this is sweet. Let's go. He literally brought out like a keyboard and some bottles, and he just did this like weird air.
I went all noise.
I was like, what the hell is this? This sucks. And then everyone got so drunk because they were bored and they weren't even listening. Real quick, Vexphere on Kick says, From Software is the only one that hasn't been corrupted yet. Well, don't jinx them, man. What are you doing?
Yeah,
just
kidding,
they
now let's. Oh. I love FromSoft. They had the body type 1 or body type 2.
Yeah, they did do that. And I think that was definitely Japan, like being like, we don't want to deal with that American bullshit. We're just gonna fucking put type 1, type 2.
Yeah.
Vex says, I'm sorry. We're just kidding, man. That was a tangent though, but
let's I want to see how this wraps up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm not getting sick yet.
Oh yeah. Just stomach's still good. Oh yeah, that Japan says, or Vexfear says every Japanese company does type 1, type 2. I wonder if that's more of a translator thing. Because I know Dragon's Dogma did type 1, type 2.
So whoever localized Elden Ring did that? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking, because he is right. A lot of Japanese RPGs have always done the type 1, type 2.
Do Japanese have male/female words? I don't know. Like, I mean, I know they've got.
I'm assuming they do. I think it's a. I don't know actually if it's a gendered language, because they use symbols. They don't really actually like have like a. I don't know. It could be a translation thing. Vexfear says, I think it's them doing the bare minimum to appease Western culture.
That's kind of what Palworld said.
Yeah. I think we talked about this. I'm having a deja vu with Vex.
Palworld came out and said that they did that.
Americans like ugly people.
American like ugly people. Yep.
I still think it would have been localizers that did that more than anything.
Could you imagine if Palworld had big titties in it?
Oh, that'd be great. Fucking lefties and their big thighs. Why can't we have big titties too? I want it all. I want it all. It's like that the litmus test for if you're right or left. If you're left leaning, you want to pet the dog. If you're right leaning, you demand that there's a fishing mini game. And then the centrists are like, I demand both.
Yeah, I guess I'm right leaning because I don't give a shit about petting the dog.
What are you, ABF?
I'm the pet the dog person.
He's a far leftist.
Over the fishing game? Over the mini fishing game? Come on.
I'm a centrist. I want both. It's not that hard.
I love dogs.
I love them too. I want both. I will not make any exceptions. All right, let's continue.
We're both involved in this. I don't have any problems with him making videos about it, so I expect the same courtesy. I expect the understanding that we can critique each other on videos and come together and actually talk to each other like real people. It's very important he understands that whatever our disagreements on this subject, I am 100% willing to help him should his channel ever be in jeopardy. That being said, I put many hours into this latest video and I can't just pull it. You seem strong.
I mean, I guess so. Like I guess that's fine. You can talk shit, right? And be like, well, I don't want ill will on your channel. I'm fine with that, right?
And having watched real Act Man videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can see how he spent 30 hours on a video.
Yeah.
And I see that side of the conversation. This is this is normal human gay shit. This is just icky human stuff.
Yeah.
Where two people aren't getting along and they're not able to meet in the middle somewhere, and that's why drama's gay.
And so Az does not have to interact with Ackman at all. And I am not criticizing him in the slightest.
Yeah.
But he can be a bit of a prick.
Yeah. And neither of these people are 100% innocent, and that's how these things always are. Yep. As someone who's been there, done that type stuff. I mean, obviously not to the scale where I've got thousands of people fucking watching me.
Mm-hmm.
But just stuff in real life. Like this shit is just dumb. And no one is ever completely not at fault.
Yeah. But I will still side with Az though, because I always joke at some point, like YouTubers making fun of Hollywood, it's gonna be punching down at some point.
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to agree with Az because also you knew the point that he was making originally, and so Actman does kind of come off as an ass.
Yeah. Well.
And I agree. Like I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm just also able to see things from multiple perspectives.
For sure. Me too. But he's the rising star, right? He's the rising power. Like our spheres, the fellowship, like geeks and gamers, these types of people are rising into popularity and going to be the new normal soon, right? And so these guys who were on top, they like, why would Az trust like an established YouTuber? Like, like he can easily backstab him. You know, there's no reason for him to trust him because of that. Like, I know he has more subs, he makes more money, but he's the rising star. Like you know what I mean? These prominent, established like YouTuber OGs are getting complacent, not paying attention to culture, and allowing themselves to be psyoped by the left without realizing it, and they're all losing themselves. They stop caring. It's like that Drake song, like they want to be them and we want to be us, right? Hollywood wants to be YouTubers want to be Hollywood, rappers want to be basketball players want to be rappers, right? It's like that thing, right, where it's like they're getting complacent because they want to be mainstream when they were always popular, and they can continue to be as big and popular as they want to be. They just don't realize that, or they're just jaded at this point and don't care. So like Az has every reason to have his guard and defense up when it comes to
I don't blame Az.
Me neither.
Here's my impression. Without seeing the rest of the video, it might change, but it's I think that if he was going to put the video out, he should have also apologized.
All right.
Or if he didn't pull the video out, not apologize. Like, I think it was like an either or thing there. Because, I mean, he's kind of like dwelling on the fact that he made the video. So I think he feels guilty about it.
That's true.
Because, I mean, he wasn't totally serious about repairing things if he put the video out, right? So that's just my impression.
I think you don't even need to apologize if you thanked him, because that's how guys are. Like, if you were to just thank him for having my back when I got demonetized, I think that would be way better than apology.
That's an interesting point. ABF, how do you feel about that? With do you want another dude saying they're sorry to you?
Right.
Dude, like if I'm trying to like get along with somebody, I'm a people pleaser. I want everybody to be happy unless you are trying to do wrong. So if I actually want to continue things with someone, I will do whatever it takes.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
But I mean, like, he doesn't have to say sorry by saying I'm sorry. He could, he could just be like, hey man, I know that like, I put this tweet out. Maybe I was wrong about it, or just any other way that you want to like smooth it out. You know what I mean?
Right. You could squash. What you're saying is you could squash it with another dude without having to hear the words "I'm sorry."
Yeah, for sure. And it only got this far too because they're using Mahler as a freaking mediator.
So weird.
Yeah, I don't think it was repairable to begin with.
No, I think it's just who Az is. Like, you can tell that he's been betrayed at some point, and he's just like, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't have to do this if I don't want to. I'm over it.
And here's something I thought of too.
Ooh.
When did Az start his workout routine?
A little over a year ago.
Way over. It's been almost,
So was it before all this started?
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I think that he's. Yeah, I mean that he probably had some self-esteem issues, and getting fit helps with that. So
look at the rant and then go see a video from a year before that.
No, yeah, he's lost so much weight.
He looks so much better
from 2 years ago to that video to now.
Yep.
You can see it the whole way through. And yeah, he's fucking killing it.
Yep.
Yeah, he inspired me to get back on my keto diet, and I've lost like 10 pounds this year. So
nice.
I need to get back on keto. I just hate cooking.
Yeah, you have to make your own food.
Yeah.
Well, I like it, but I don't like making boring stuff.
I just cook up.
The thing with keto is you could like just depending on other diet issues.
I can't afford it.
You could just put cheese on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had steak and bacon for dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was just making steak all the time. Now I can't afford steak every dinner.
I hear that.
I was like, this is easy. I just buy steak, and now like, money's tight. Trying to get to Vegas, and I'm like, I can't afford going to the deli anymore.
Yeah,
you gotta get frozen chicken now. This sucks.
I
could just be a migrant and get fucking Mongolian beef.
I'm not a migrant, an illegal alien, bitch.
Alien. No, fuck you. Okay, I'm a unregistered citizen, or what is it? Unlisted.
You're just the foreigner that lost their way.
Yeah, I'm the Brazil, not the fucking African asylum seeker.
Yeah, where's your $2,000 debit card from the government?
God, want an Obama phone too.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that comes with the package.
Good. Yes. I think that's what X-Ray said on the Nooner.
I think they actually do, because you need to be able to be contacted for your court date, so they give them phones.
Jesus, it's like Obama 2.0, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we finish this?
Nah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Strong-willed though, so hopefully it doesn't bother him much. Big fucking miscalculation on my part, cause it did. I'd be down for a private chat. Come back from my trip. Yo, any updates? I think after the new video, he's absolutely not interested, and that's putting it nicely. Sorry, dude, I think you were both stand-up guys, but some things just don't work out. So this is how I start to get the impression that Az just wanted a one-sided shit-slinging contest. He wanted to be the one to be able to make videos, and as I've been showing you...
You slung it first.
Well,
yep.
Yeah, he can't. That is a judgment call. That is not a.
The only.
That's not. It's not well thought out.
The only stance that you can stand on is, I'm in the mud pit. Don't be a pussy. Fight me. Because you slung the mud too, and you can't be like, he just wants to sling mud at me, and I'm like, you fucking started it. Yeah, and then you had a video and called it's just content, where you also shat on him.
Well, look at what Mahler replied to at the very bottom there. That's exactly what I was saying. He doesn't believe it's about understanding the situation, so he's not interested. That's exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you that retarded? You can't like put two and two together?
Yeah.
And like him kind of going straight to him assuming that Az just wanted a shit slinging one-sided thing is a complete reactionary judgment call and not an actual like thought out, like well constructed stance to take, because now he looks like it wasn't there wasn't any understanding. There wasn't a common place to get to.
Pretty much. Yep. Very true. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about if you don't thank him, you don't apologize, you don't start covering ESG, which I don't even understand. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. Like, I don't understand how these people can defend progressivism and then throw a fit about ESG. It's like,
it's because their head is in the sand.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and again, the whole understanding the situation thing, it's got to be frustrating to Az, because it's not hard to understand. He's just using that as an excuse to get, his hooks in,
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
So it's not genuine what he's saying.
It's just like what the media does, dude. It's he's a big guy. He's running out of steam. He doesn't want to do this anymore. And then they will use the smaller guys that are the rising stars to, get the clout and the attention and the like the drama from. You know what I mean? Like this is all just content to him.
Yeah, I just looked up Axeman. I didn't realize how many subs he had. He has almost 2 million.
Oh, he's huge legend, bro. Legend, dude. He has great videos, dude. If you have you watched his videos?
No, I never have actually.
If you would watch
good video game videos,
fantastic, dude. We have so much in common with Ackman. We would love to have a beer with Ackman. We would all have a great fucking time if we all like played video games together, got a beer. Like we're all cool. We're all nerds, all right?
Well, I'm not getting that impression from this video.
Because it's about culture and politics and news and like he's got his head up his ass, and right, and we're trying to defend the things that we love, the things that he loves. He loves Skyrim. He loves Fallout, and he excuses this shit.
Oh, I know why he's in a bathrobe. He doesn't have any pants on.
Does he have socks? Does he got socks on?
I'm doubting he has socks on.
He's got slippers. He's got the slippers on.
But no, if we were sitting here gaming with him tonight, he would have got pissed off at like me saying like Sleepy Joe Biden or something like that.
Probably. Probably, and that goes to show that he cannot relate to his to the common person anymore. Like that's what elitism is.
Yeah. Well, I mean the culture is shifting back, and some people are slower than others at coming back to it. So
he should have never stuck his nose into the culture side of things.
Nope.
That's where the content farming is, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I get why he would try.
He doesn't need it.
No.
He's right. Damn good. I don't know if he must edit his own videos if he's actually spending 30 hours on them. But he makes damn good videos when he's just talking about video games.
And he's
Vex.
Oh, wait, what? He can't help it. Look how big that nose is.
That has something to do with the people who have the space lasers and the moon bases.
Absolutely not. Why would you say that?
No, he's talking about the goblets from Harry Potter, I think.
Oh yeah. It's dummy. See, he's a bit of a not a perfectionist. What's it called when you want something? Dermy always says it. Basically, if we wanted a remake, we want it like
a purist.
A purist. He's a purist like us. Probably more so. Because every time they reboot something, he shits on it. He's shit on every reboot. He's a huge purist. Like it's crazy how much in common we have with them. But speaking of that nose, this is why this is elitism, because right now he is just clutching his silverware. Right? He doesn't want to make the trades.
It's a gold pouch.
Uh-huh.
It's a gold pouch.
Oh God.
No, you're looking at the fake gold pouch. You gotta keep focus on the real one.
Yeah.
It's in his sock drawer.
He doesn't wear socks though.
Well, that's why.
That's where they're all at, even though he doesn't wear them. Yeah.
Maybe that's something Germans came up with. That's what it is. It's silverware hiding. It's I don't want to move my audience. I don't want to pay attention to this anymore. I'm done. But it's just like, man, the things that you love are being ruined. I just don't understand how you can just be complacent with that. So weird.
Let's finish this, and I have a question for you two at the end.
Okay, let's go.
He's ducking every opportunity to actually confront and talk to me directly. All of these DMs had to be done through a third party because he wouldn't reach out to me. Why though? I don't understand. He made his videos and I made one. So what's the deal? Again, I don't want to press and make either of you uncomfortable or anything, but I'm genuinely confused. I'm fine with his videos about me being up. I didn't think he was the type of guy to let stuff like that bother him too much. Miscalculation on my part. Rules for thee, but not for me. I get to talk shit. You can't make content.
You just said this. You just said the other thing. What do you mean? Oh my God. This is like when you ignore a girl and she's like, stop ignoring me. God, all right, let's finish this.
About this act, man. No. Only I get to. He doesn't believe it's about understanding the situation, so he's not interested. I've asked him a decent bit in a lot of ways, just not meant to be. What does he think my intentions are? If it's a private call, I'm not going to record it to put him on blast or anything. That would be super scummy and make me look like a dick. What's the harm in a private conversation? Like I said, I've asked him about it.
Well, he's showing DMs
I prefer
right
to
now.
stop varying messages. It's just not meant to be.
Yeah.
As told him to.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Through their little Twitter thing today or yesterday, as said, go ahead, I've got my own.
Oh,
Something
he
among
did
those lines.
say
That's
that.
not a
You're
direct
right.
quote, but it was something among those lines.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so he was talking about this. I figured it was something directly between the two, but I guess this makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, because after he said, well, it was a bullshit third party thing. Okay. That adds up. That adds up.
This is where I left it off. Well, I guess the record will show who was willing to talk and who wasn't, who was willing to discuss things like men and who cowered away like a pussy. I appreciate the effort. Apologies again for putting you in this awkward position. So I'm kind of upset at this point. It's like I'm trying my best to talk to this guy, and I'm not saying Az didn't have valid reasons and feelings for why he didn't want to talk. It's a little
Why is he
frustrating, but
upset,
it is
though?
what it is.
Yeah, because he needs him.
Because Az is talking shit now. And
No, because he was
Az-
wrong.
yes. That's
But
exactly
Az
what
isn't
it
even
is.
talking shit. Other people are, and he's just responding to them.
Mhm.
True. That's another thing.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Az is going out and just making a tweet saying, "Hey, Act Man sucks dicks" or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
But
it's weird.
So they're okay. So Az is a talking shit, but they are beefing publicly. Shall I say?
Well, I think it has to go to him realizing who he made fun of. Is
So,
he
right,
actually
exactly.
concerned about the ESG stuff?
Well, so what? Well,
I don't think he is.
what it all comes down to is with all this Sweet Baby stuff, and then him what Ackman tweeted a few days ago, and him saying how he vomited in his mouth after he read about companies needing to raise their social credit scores.
Mm-hmm.
Makes him look like an ass, and that's why he is putting up this cope ass video.
Okay, all right. That might be the most
it's
simple
because
solution.
some of his fans are starting to turn on him, probably. So he really wants to, like, he's only trying to please his fans. He really doesn't care about Az.
No.
That's my impression.
Now I know why D. Dave Cobra made his reply.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I totally forgot what my thought was.
Because so here's what happened. We just EFAP this, right?
Yeah.
And then and actually just about 30 seconds ago I remember, oh yeah, Ackman's been on EFAP. Anyhow.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So anyhow, we EFAP this, we got into the weeds. Now okay. There's still a few seconds left, but I don't know if there's anything even worth hearing. But we got into the weeds of it, and then really what all that mattered was Ackman made those tweets a few days ago about the Sweet Baby stuff. And even though whether Sweet Baby wasn't involved with Starfield, it's the same energy.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same bullshit that we've been putting up with for all these years.
Yeah.
So he looks like an ass, and that makes this video a complete and total cope trying to not look like an ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you sent me that his tweet of what he said, I read it very sarcastically. I thought he was being sarcastic, like, "Oh, what a load of crap that you believe this stuff." Like I didn't read it as him being like, "Holy crap, this is real."
Yeah. I feel like what we just did here while EFAPing this is we gave him a fair shake. We were like, okay,
yeah,
I could see some of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, and then his summary comes up and it's like, oh wait,
you're full of shit.
This is all because you look like an ass.
Yeah. So my theory is a little far stretched, right? Where I think if he genuinely does fear this stuff, he wants to be in the good favors of the person that he didn't realize he was making fun of. But the most simple explanation is probably he just wants to make himself look like the good guy because he made himself look like an ass. That might be the Occam's razor to all this.
Damage control.
Damage control. Yeah, it could just be that.
That's probably the best way to put it.
I would respect him more if my theory looked like it held out more. But this is just like, oh no, I'm a good guy. Oh no, I didn't mean to. He's a meanie head.
He's the victim now.
He's the victim. He just victimized himself.
Which, in all honesty, I don't think either of them are a victim, right? Az has been able to pull off the Silverback thing, and he's not a victim.
I almost want to see. I mean, maybe not now because I don't know how to do it, but look up like how many subs he's gained or lost, if there's a trend between.
So I've been trying. I've been on Social Blade this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
and it does he isn't hurting at all. There's been it's been pretty steady. There was was
there a slowdown though?
You see, it won't go past a year. I can't get it to go past the last year, right?
Gotcha.
So he hit big. He added 100,000 subscribers in April of 2022. Okay, so it goes back to May of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
In April of 2022, he had 10,000 subscribers. In June of 2022, he had 80,000, and then his lowest point, March of 23, he had 0 subscribers. May of 23, 0, and then 0 on February. But like, I don't know how those numbers, I don't know if they've calculated February, I don't know how that works, but maybe 0 in February. But he also had 20,000 in January of this year. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe the damage control is because he sees it becoming a problem, growth or sub or, whatever wise later.
He's at almost 4.5 million views over the last 30 days, and that's down 27%.
Yeah, the dude's a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. Not sure. Let's finish this out. Let's see his closing arguments.
We both move on. We don't have to talk. The problem I have now is that you are using me to farm content and engagement. You are stoking the flames while at the same time avoiding any direct conversation with me. If you're so confident that I'm a disingenuous asshole grifter who only says whatever the most socially acceptable thing is,
he's straight up
then expose me for that. Expose me for that on a live stream in front of everybody.
You're doing that to yourself by him ignoring you. He's ignoring you, and you are exposing yourself.
How much is left?
It's like 45 seconds. This is, you should have stopped right there. This destroys your fucking argument. Let's let him finish.
Now you're begging.
I know.
You destroyed all the self-pity victimization that I think you successfully did. I think you successfully victimized yourself well. That's probably the problem with this whole video, but you throw all that away with that last 20 seconds.
He's sticking the dagger in and twisting right now.
That came from left field too. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
I can't hide behind the magic of editing. Why not? Well, it's safe to say that's probably never going to happen, so what does the future hold? Well, I have been talking with Jeremy from the Quartering, and we were planning on doing a live stream together, talking about this sort of thing, like the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and maybe this...
Since fucking... What the fuck? This is the wild last minute. Jesus. Whoa! I thought it was over. It's not over.
Let it play, Let's see where this goes.
Starfield... pronouns and woke stuff in video games, all that jazz. I'd like have an actual conversation about it. So if everything with the Quartering doesn't work out tomorrow, then I'm going to be talking with Tommy C on his channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I'm done with this petty high school shit-slinging drama.
God.
Yeah, back to regular videos.
What the fuck? Regular videos.
So he's going on the Quartering Thursday interview show. Like a Quartering interviews someone every Thursday and Friday.
What the fuck? Since when did you fucking care about this shit, and when did the Quartering invite you? That is a super important question.
Well, he needs someone to explain the situation, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He doesn't know. Yeah, he is a baby now.
He's a baby. Yeah.
If he's actually going to do culture warrior stuff, He's a young baby, and he needs to be schooled. And luckily, Jeremy's decent introduction. Jeremy Hamley is a good 101 for Culture War.
He was technically my introduction.
He was my introduction too. You know who's the new advanced class in Culture Warrior? I think.
Who?
Kyle.
Oh, bro, Kyle's awesome. I love how Gundam was like, Kyle is me without the years of disappointment and depression. But don't worry, he'll get there.
I think he's a very good 101 course.
And then Ryan Kennel was my second. Ryan Kennel is why I stayed. I was looking for Last of Us 2 reviews, and I'm like, there has to be a one fucking bad review. Just one. I couldn't find it. And I found Jeremy like covering like they're deleting negative comments. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're deleting negative reviews? Like, because I can't find a negative review. And then all of a sudden I see like Last of Us 2 is dog shit. And then I click on it, and it's just Ryan being like, Neil Cuckman made the most fucking dog shit game with The Last of Us, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, who is this man? I love him.
Neil Cuckman tried to take his channel away from him.
Yeah, dude, that was wild. And I was just like, this dude has like no followers. Why did he get all these strikes? It was wild for me to see